Hello, everyone. I've got this on a smaller device, but I set it so that I can watch the chat this time. I just hope it goes through the way it should. So we're gonna just go with it wherever it goes, right? So I don't know if you can feel it, but I am in the most fabulous energy right now again. And today, our friends Ushi and Barry Beck took us up to a dolmen that is outside of Boulder, Montana. So we've been tooling around in the hills today, just enjoying ourselves. And then we went and sat in the hot springs. So my hair is wet. It looks a little strange, probably. I haven't put any makeup on, which is normal. But now I am in their cabin that they do their light bed treatments on. And I want to try to slowly move around because I think I can show you one of their 12 chakra crystal light beds. And I wish I could turn it on, but we're running on a generator out here. So I'm not going to do that, but I am also underneath a 12 or a 7 light crystal bed. And then 7 chakra crystal bed. There we go. And they make these themselves. Behind me is Metatron's cube up there. And she can spin it. And when she spun it, the energy changed a whole bunch, and I felt it when she did it. There are crystal grids behind me made out of all kinds of natural crystals, as well as double tourmalated crystal points. So it's pretty darn fabulous in here. And we're in the Valley of Peace. So in Montana, Boulder is nestled in what's called the Valley of Peace, and they call it that because the Indians here felt the ground was sacred, so there were no Indian wars here before the white people came. I don't know if there were any after, but this is, I know the history beforehand. So they considered it so sacred that the only thing they used this whole valley for was soaking in the water that is here. So I think it's pretty special. The water is amazing. There were some mines here because there's all kinds of, there is gold, there is silver, there is quartz, there is amethyst, and I have a raw piece of, let me think a minute, one of my favorite stones that won't come to my mind right now. But they found me a raw piece of it, and I'm so happy about that. It's almost on the tip of my tongue, and I will remember before the show is over. So I want to say hi to everybody. I know Robert already donated, so thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it. Good to see you here. And Ruth is here. Wonderful. I know Richard is here because I saw that somewhere. There you are. And hugs to you back, my dear. And let's see. I know that's not everybody. And I can't see Facebook on here either. So anyway, I didn't tell you. We were standing in this dolmen, and if you don't know what a dolmen is, those are the structures that you see often in Ireland, and they're 2 large standing stones standing parallel and one crossing on the top. Now they're all different shapes and sizes. We've got some enormous ones here in Montana that I didn't even know about. It hasn't even been a year since I've known about these. So since we were going to be hanging out in this area for a little while, I wanted to find somebody who could show me where to find them, because I think they're sacred ground as well. It's been proven that there are structures underneath all of this ground as well. So I know one woman who has mapped all of these things has been approached by a few different um, uh, a few different TV stations and ask, oh, hi, Maureen. Yay. Thank you, Tiffany. As she has been asked several times by National Geographic and a couple others, History Channel, I believe, and Ancient Aliens was the other show, if she would take people out, and she's refused them. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen at now. Somehow all of this information got leaked to Joe Rogan. And we're going to put out the energy that everybody knowing about them will save them from being mined. But that also probably will make it so that, because a lot of these are on national forest, will probably make it so public that everybody will be able to go to them, and hopefully they will keep them sacred. So we're going to put the word out for, the energy out for that as well, because we don't want them ruined. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you're here. So, I want to sing in here. And also, Jojo, if you're listening, I love you. Always know that. And please reach out to me again so that we can set something up for a longer talk. We can have coffee, however you want to do it. But I do want to, I want to have conversation with you, my dear. So this goes out to everybody and all kinds of application through all of these crystals. I know that there are some record keepers here that are on these crystal light beds, and I know there are Lemurians in here, Lemurian crystals, and also amethyst, chrysocolla. That's that is the stone that they found for me that was in the raw, and I do not have any raw chrysocolla, but it's a spectacular stone. It always reminds me of Ireland because of the colors in it, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't even know if you can find it in Ireland, but you can find it here. So, all right. So I'm going to do a little singing. So sit back, relax, let the music take you wherever you go. Oh, on you shall we know, Mancor mi no conum citoliu amor Mancor Manola Hino Shinola Hamali Quano Magua Mantiwal Gianoko Minoelu Shiru. Ah. Okay, so in this space, I just want to send you all so much love from Montana, from the beautiful, beautiful energy that I'm in right now. This is just spectacular. This whole valley is just amazing, and I hope that you can feel everything that I'm sending to you. Oh my gosh. Tiffany, you're so funny. She says you are beautiful, Marcia. I am drooling. I'm not sure. Oh, she must be talking about the energy because that was a little bit ago. Hi, Brenda. Love your voice. It's so beautiful and calming. Good, good, good. I hope that you're getting good things out of it. Yes. So, on my hike today, no, on my hike yesterday, we went to a place called Comet. And Comet is a tiny little ghost town now that used to be surrounding. Hey, Andrew, my son is here. Yay! Comet is a tiny little town that was surrounding a mine up there. And I'm not even really sure. I mean, I don't know the history, and it's not a built up place where there are a lot of any. Historical markers or anything. So I don't really know anything about whether that was an established town or if that was just a mine and things and structures built up around the mine. I know what I felt though. I walked, and I wish I could show you pictures, but check out my Instagram because I'm gonna put a bunch of pictures on there from today and from yesterday, because I put up some, but I didn't put up all of them from yesterday. So in that area in Comet, there's this structure that has 2 stories, and it had a pretty fancy balcony, and it also had a pretty fancy porch on it, and lots of little rooms. And I'm thinking that because that was the biggest structure in town, and it was way back in Montana days, that was the brothel. The one part of it that I can't figure out is this big, not big, but it was probably 6 feet long. I would say it was made out of, I mean, none of the boards are actually standard sizes today's measures, right? So, hi, Cassie. Good to have you on here. Hi from Ohio, she says. Yay, cool. So, I'm talking about Montana at the moment, and place where we went yesterday. And so, in this town of Comet, I was talking about the little trough thing. So I would imagine it's about 10 inches wide, 6 feet long, about 6 inches deep on one side, and about 12 inches deep on the other side, attached to the wall. Not positive what they did with that. If anybody knows, I would love to hear that in the chat. But I kind of imagine that they could run water through that, although it is holding up rather well compared to the rest of the structure. So, not really sure. I mean, like the whole stairs have fallen down, or about half the stairs have fallen down, but this is still in very good shape, which I find interesting. Um, Maybe it was oiled. Um, like they oiled a lot of the outside of the wood. Um, some of the structures in the town were made out of round logs. Some of them were made out of squared off logs, and some of this particular, the one I think was a brothel, was just sided, built as a regular um, frame building rather than a log building. Yes, Cassie, I do too. I'm just fascinated by all of it. And when I feel spirits in a place, I want to know more about that place as well. And I definitely felt women in that structure. So, and the fact that it had a balcony on it kind of says something in Montana too, because even fancy houses back then didn't have a balcony on out of the top floor. So, also the spirits that I felt there were definitely um I don't want to say this wrong. So I have a lot of past lives as a whore, as a lady of the night, or whatever you want to call it. I did brothels, right? I know that there were good people, good women in there. There were women that had a lot of abuse. Um, oh, Andrew, thanks. I will. We may go through Silvergate as well. But anyway, there was a lot of abuse sometimes. Also, there was a lot of protection in Montana. We also went to Butte on this trip, and I cannot remember the name of the brothel, but the oldest brothel in the United States, still running in the 80s, is in Butte, Montana. Butte has an enormous amount of history. So I invite you to look that up if you're a history buff, because Butte at one time had 150,000 people in it. And it's not a very big town now. It's more I mean we don't have big cities in Montana. Montanans think we have big cities, but we don't have any big cities. So even Billings is the biggest, and it's not a big city. So anyway, back to what I found yesterday. I got to, with somebody along with me to record me this time, I got to help some of those spirits move along. And I just find it fabulous. I hope at some point that I can put the whole thing up on my YouTube channel. It was too long from where of the internet that I've been in, or lack thereof, to put it up on Facebook or Instagram so far. But hopefully I will be able to get it put up somewhere so that y'all can watch it and see what you see. Both Lori and I'm with Lori Reichert again and tooling around with her. And both Lori and I did see a woman standing in the top doorway. So that's pretty fun. I love it. Hi, Samir. Glad you're here. That's wonderful. Watch the beginning of the video, Samir, because the cabin is a very nice cabin. What you can see is great. And it also has a loft on the top. But yeah, take a look at the beginning, because I showed crystal light beds that they make here. So, hi, Robin. Yay, good to see that you're here. see. I want to do a little more singing. Let me see. Oh, yes. I can tell you that when I did do that singing yesterday, my intention was to help the girls that were in the brothel um, understand that everything's okay, that they're not going to be judged for that, and that they can move on. Um, Cassie, yes, I have been to Ohio a few times. Anyway, while I was doing the singing and helping them move on, then I felt a lot of spirits move in. And then I was helping miners, I was helping people that lived there, merchants, um, everybody, the whole gamut of people that lived there. So that was wonderful. The other thing was, I walked down the road a piece. I don't know how far, but toward the end of all the houses, and suddenly I started getting a little woozy, a little dizzy. Felt a lot of elemental energy come in, and the sense that I got was that the elementals just decided that maybe they should reclaim that. And I don't know what the human story is there, but I'm betting they kind of got run out of it. I know that there is still a radon mine up there. And by radon mine, some of the old mines were kept open, and then changed so that they could bring people in and have them get a dose of radon. Now, apparently, yeah, there are different theories about radon. I know it can be harmful. I think that it can also help a lot of people in a certain dose of it. So that's what they're using some of the mines, some of the abandoned mines around here for. When the hot springs up here originally opened, they were advertised as radon water because it was supposed to be so good for you. So everything changes around and theories change around, right? But it was such an honor to be able to do that kind of thing in Montana. Usually I'm traveling around the United States and I have more free time on my hands and I want to stop and see things and experience different things. So you can look up on my YouTube channel that I have saying in there's one in an old mill that I passed on a few spirits at. I stop in different places like battlefields I will stop at. I'm always honored to sing in national cemeteries. So anytime I see a national cemetery, I will stop unless I'm on a time schedule. And I try not to make myself be on a time schedule so that I can do these things because I feel like it's helping the earth grid, all the ley lines. My intention is to give back to the ley lines energy that they give me. If you don't know what ley lines are, look that one up too, because that's pretty cool. There's a grid all around the earth that connect a lot of these structures, by the way, the megalithic structures that we have all over the earth. And that energy grid, a lot of churches are built on it. And I don't know if they do what I do and they stand with their witching rods to find where to build the church or not. I don't know, but I do know that a lot of churches are on that, and connected to that. So anyway, let me see. There's stuff going on in the chat. Cassie says, it makes me sick when I feel something haunted too. Yes. Sometimes I get a sick feeling, but this wasn't a haunting feeling. This was more, excuse me. It was more, I believe, about the elemental energy. I mean, sometimes they really want to take me away. And that's how I can best describe it. It's like they're pulling me back into that dimension, because I I like it there. Quite frankly, I like it way better than this one. But I know I have to learn in this one, and I have to exist in this one as well. So I can't go, but it feels like a pulling, and it makes me a little woozy. And I didn't start shaking this time, but I think it's because of who was pulling me, right? So if I'm pulled by the I'm if I'm pulled by the elementals, I want to go. Sometimes if I'm pulled by off-worlders, aliens, I don't necessarily want to do that. Um, oh, Ryan's here. Hi, Ryan. Let's see. So, Sam, I did send spirits into the light. Yes. That's what I do when I travel all over too. I'm called to stop at different places and send spirits into the light and connect ley lines and revitalize ley lines. Hi Destiny, good to see you. Andrew, my son, says this makes me think of the time you said you never listened to our music. Oh, oh, funny. When my kids were growing up, I was a lot like my parents, I don't want to listen to that crap. Now I listen to it all the time. So, Ryan Togliatti, hi. He says you should do a blog post about the ley lines and some of your favorite stops along them. I should do that. That would be a great idea. Or that is a great idea. Cassie says, what's your opinion on the planet Nibiru? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I guess I don't have an opinion on that one. When I experience these things, I maybe I should be better about this, but I don't really care which one I'm talking to. I know that nothing bad can exist in the area that my voice is covering. So I know I'm very protected, and I don't worry about what this one's called and what this one's called. I can tell you all kinds of different beings that I've experienced along the way, but I don't have names for them. And when now, the Pleiades usually I can recognize, and only because other people have said this is who that is. The Arcturians, not necessarily. And I also know that I experience archangels in a different color than other people do. I know that I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to go through that and start that whole discussion. But I know that what I've read about certain archangels and the colors that come through for other people is different than what comes through for me. So I don't try to label anything anymore. I guess that's my whole point. Let's see. Andrew says, I love you, Mom. I'm so glad you are my mom. What I meant was that you were listening the entire time. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's pretty funny. Yes. And I guess I'm listening more than I consciously am. So I will say, oh, I don't know. I don't know why I stopped at this place, but blah blah blah. When I actually do know why I stopped at that place, it's because whatever that was there was asking me for help, was asking me to come into that space for a specific reason. So, yeah. Cassie asks if I can see auras. Yes, Cassie, sometimes I can see auras with these eyes. Now I can see auras with this eye most of the time. I can definitely see an energy field around people, and a lot of times I see colors as well. Um, that's a whole big long story too, but I want to get some singing done in here. So let's see. Robert, I want to sing for you. So everybody sit back and relax. See what happens. See what comes up for you. Just waiting for the song. And the energy to try. Oh, Robert, you would so love it out here. And by the way, Montana is green right now. We are High Plains desert, so when it's green, we are so happy. All right, so settle in for the music. What does your heart look like on the inside? What does your heart look like on the inside? Can you use it to love me? Can you use it to love you? Can you use it to love me? Can you use it to love you? What does your heart look like on the inside? What does your heart look like on the inside? Is it beating like it should be? Is it flowing blood through all its... Yeah, I don't remember. So that just, sometimes I'm singing a song that is for a specific reason that is just coming into my head. I know that those words have been playing along for a few weeks now. The beginning part, the chorus part, I guess you would say. But Robert, go look inside your heart, Robert, because there's good things in there. And I know that because I've experienced your energy before, and all of us have. And there is such a shamanic quality. By the way, indigenous shamans may not have worked with dragons. I don't know. But I do know that you do. And so when you're doing whatever you do, Robert, when you're trying to tap into this, think of your dragons. Bring your dragons into your heart. Some of them might want to swirl around the outside. Some of them might want to dive into the picture in your head of your heart. To make sure that it is all cleared out and that does have wonderful energy. And dragons are very clearing for us. They are very protective as well. So if you find yourself in a situation where you think you need your heart guarded, allow yourself to be open and allow the dragons to guard. It's not your job. You don't have to hold up a wall against people at all. You can allow the dragons. And this goes for everybody, really. You can allow the dragons to protect you. Okay, let's see. Do I need to tell you anything else? Chrysocolla is a very good stone for you as well, Robert. It's got a lot of greens, a lot of blues. It's very pretty. Always pretty. I love it, whether it's natural or polished. Either one. I tend to agree with my friend Ushi that owns this cabin that we are maybe screwing with Mother Nature a little too much when we go and polish all the stones, right? I like to work with raw ones. So, mm, oh my goodness, Moonlight and Mystics is here. So I get to guest star at their store in Gillette, Wyoming. Um, I might have to look at my calendar to know when, because I have a lot of stuff coming up, and but it is gonna be so much fun to be in Gillette and to connect with all of the people that I love there. One of my friends there said, Gillette loves you, and I'm like, and I love Gillette. So, if you are in Gillette, around Gillette, come see me at Moonlight and Mystics, because you need to see their store. They've been tooling around doing shows with all these fabulous stones that they have, and oh, cool. Um, and we are teaming up a little bit so that we can bring them some business, some exposure, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So let's see. Thanks, Cassie. I appreciate it. She said I have a beautiful voice and I love what it does. Um, when I sing, I don't try to have an intention anymore, really. I just know that it's for the upliftment of everybody listening. So, and clearing. I do a lot of clearing. If I am around a soul that needs to be passed on, that's my intention as well. To surround everybody in love, really. So, let me know if you get anything special, like if you see things while I'm singing, or if you experience what you experience. I know that Robin tells me a lot that I have other voices come through at the same time as mine. So that's always fun. Oh, Cassie said, I would love to hear you sing in a cave. I got to sing at the hot springs today, and it sounded like I was in a cave. And I got to sing in the dolmen that we were in. So they are built to resonate the human voice, as far as I'm concerned. I know there's a lot of theories in Ireland that they are. Oh my gosh, Moonlight and Mystics! I had the wrong people. That's why you said that. See, I am going too many places. And Moonlight and Mystics is in Green River, Wyoming. I apologize. Holy cow. Lunar Tides and Vibes, though, just joined as well, and they are the ones in Gillette that I will be going to see this month, at the end of this month. So I will be in Green River, Wyoming in August with Moonlight and Mystics at their show. In that beautiful energy in Green River. So, oh, sorry for the mistake. And God knows I'm human, so it'll happen off. All right. So I do know there's somebody that needs healing out there. So I'm going to sing a song. For someone whose loved one she is holding on to pretty tightly. And I love you, my dear. And your dad does as well. You don't have to hold on so tightly. He will always, always be able to come see you. Always. They are omnipresent when they are crossed all the way over. And so they can be anywhere. They can be with, if your sister's on the other side of the globe, they can be with both of you at the same time. That was just a for instance. I don't even know if you have a sister, but I want you to just relax and think about dragons surrounding you. Lovely, beautiful dragons. And allow them to transmute the energy as you let it go. And it might be that you feel it falling out your chakras. It might be that you feel it draining into the earth from your feet. It might be that you see it burning up in violet flame, purple flame, blue flame, whatever. Doesn't matter what color. Or you see it blow away, maybe. Ride off into the sunset on a beautiful horse. I don't know. Just let it go. Just let the pain part go. You never let the memories or the love go. So relax for me, everybody. Fall into the music. Shadows fell across the room as I lay down to rest. The storm was raging deep inside my head. I fell into a restless sleep of crazy change and dreams, and woke to find you standing by my bed. Clean winds were blowing when you called me. First you spoke my name. Your voice was still the same. You beckoned me, and I arose to follow where you led, out among the wild Clinia hills. The mountain mist had lent an eerie whiteness to the hills. The silver spider threadings caught my face. You darted through the bracken, leaving stardust in your wake. I knew you'd stop beside our sacred place. Clean winds were blowing when you called me. First you spoke my name. Your voice was still the same. You beckoned me, and I arose to follow where you led, out among the wild Clinia hills. You stopped upon the fairy hill beneath the hawthorn tree. I thought I heard a lonely banshee wail. You reached your hand toward me, and I reached to touch your face, and woke to find that you were just a dream. Clean winds were blowing when you called me. First you spoke my name. Your voice was still the same. You beckoned me, and I arose to follow where you led, out among the wild Clinia hills. You stopped upon the fairy hill beneath the hawthorn tree. I thought I heard a lonely banshee wail. You reached your hand toward me, and I reached to touch your face, but woke to find that you were just a dream. Clean winds were blowing when you called me. First you spoke my name. Your voice was still the same. You beckoned me, and I arose to follow where you led, out among the wild Clinia hills. Years have passed, and I am growing weary of this isle. The magic of the dream eludes me still. Lying beneath the fairy tree, I shouted to the moon, I am the lonely woman of the hills. Clean winds were blowing when you called me. First you spoke my name. Your voice was still the same. You beckoned me, and I arose to follow where you led, out among the wild Clinia hills, out among the wild Clinia hills. Just let that energy surround you. All those dragons, all those earth beings, all those stone people that get up and walk around when we aren't looking. Allow all that energy to just raise your vibes, dudes, because that's what we need, right? That's absolutely what we always need. So, Robin says, yes, I hear the others. I don't know if it's Stephanie or Chris or both from Lunar Tides or Vibes, but I just gave you a plug, guys. Only I had the wrong name. So, everything I said about Moonlight and Mystics in Gillette, they're not in Gillette. Lunar Tides and Vibes is. So they have a brand new store. Go check them out if you're near the area. Robert is asking me if I can spell chrysocolla. Let me think. I think it's just Crysocolla, but it may be CH. Maybe I guess I could look. It is not loading fast. So I'm glad that we're that we're still on. Oh, found it. Crysocolla. And I know it's good for your heart, opening up your heart chakra. That's what I've used it for mostly in the past. Excuse me. It can also be used for blending. Goodness, I think I need something to eat. It can also be used for blending the heart chakra and this new chakra or extra chakra or whatever you want to call it over here that actually, in my opinion, came from the fairies. It can work on that chakra really well. Sometimes it has, I mean, it's found where gold and silver are found. So it might have some of those elements in it as well. So that's really cool. Oh, yes. Thank you. Lunar tides and fives. Yeah. That's awesome. And if you have more information about what it's for too, I'm just going on, what's in my head, what I've used it for in the past. And yeah, great. Yay! Tiffany's on it. I love it. Let's see. Samira says, I heard a lot about shungite. Yes. In fact, my hostess, Ushi, has, oh my gosh, words are escaping me, but an instrument right beside me at my feet that's still in its case. I don't know if she wants me to pull it out. She probably wouldn't care. A xylophone. It's a xylophone made of shungite with these beautiful dragons carved all over it. It just makes my mouth water. So she said, I have no idea how to play it, but I absolutely needed it when I found out it was made of shungite. So that's pretty cool. Cassie says, made me picture Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh. That's how it's pronounced in Scotland. I was very firmly corrected when I was there. So, not surprising. Cassie, I have been there a couple of times and I will go back. I love Edinburgh. I love being in the vaults underneath them. I've told some stories about that, so go watch some of my older shows. I should listen to some of my own older shows because I don't keep notes on what I've told stories about and what I haven't. So sometimes I may be repeating myself. I have no idea. Sometimes I know I'm singing the same music, but it never comes out the same way twice. So Samir says, Chris Cola has the ability to bring harmony, increase wisdom, and guide you toward discretion. It promotes level-headedness. I need some more of that. Encouraging clarity of thought. Wonderful. And a neutral, calm attitude during turbulence by purifying the home, environment, and the mind. Use it to decrease nervousness and irritability. Maybe that's why I love it so much. And I bet that you can find it in Arizona because what Tiffany put up was the king of carbonate copper gemstones is an alluring, vivid blue-green color and is often mistaken for turquoise because they share many visual similarities. So I don't know if you find it in the same place as turquoise, but I would imagine you could. Funny that there isn't more turquoise in Montana since there's a lot of copper. And I know copper threads run through turquoise quite a lot. This ring that I wear almost all the time is turquoise, but it's green turquoise, and there are wives' tales about that, but who cares? This is my Native American turtle ring. It was gifted to me, and I absolutely love it. And it keeps me reminded not only the healing properties of the fabulous things in there, but it reminds me that I always have everything I need in me, on my back, just like the turtle. So, so some more readings. Hold on just a second. Oh, I'm sorry if I got my finger in there. Let's see. Ruth. I don't have any cards tonight, but I want to give a message to Ruth. Or a song for Ruth. I don't know if I've done this before, but what popped in first was, You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms, and I got no idea why I can never remember the rest of the words of this song. So, let me tell you what that means for me. I know it probably struck a chord in you as well, because we all knew that song as we were growing up, right? But I pictured, as I always do, sunflowers. So bring that beautiful, beautiful, vibrant yellow color into your world a little more, my dear. It will give you more uh, more strength in standing in your own power with a lot of grace. So more confidence, more ability to go out and do bigger, better things. And so I'm excited to hear how that shows up in your life. I know you do a lot. So, but remember those sunflowers and that that you do have the power, that you have everything inside you, just like I said about the turtle. Oh, Samir said, seems like the Congo has lots of it. Oh, I bet. Yeah, they got diamonds down there too, right? I think. Robert says, wow, those dragons keep popping up for me. Yes, they do. Samir, message your song or tap on the head or pat on the back, please. I love that. I wish I could hug you in person. Let's see what comes through for you, Samir. Love, love, love it. Yes. Pats on the back. Yeah. Yeah. Do your own for me because I can't reach you in person. But feel this because there is energy, just a little bit that needs to be pulled out of there, and then it can make room for more beautiful, wonderful energy in the back of your heart chakra. Yay. Good job letting that go. That was so cool. Let's see. Cancere chiaro durando maraloa amon Buncere chieri quamranum amolo Quan uscin amor amare chiul Mani carando umbarele cor Siente core mon amore tur amore chialero liricu. Okay, what are you? Mancare al cain chocarin to morning. Oh, cool. All right, this being shows up as more of a plant. I love that. Her little arms are white. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of a green what's the little guy? Groot. a green Groot almost. So her little petal arms are waving, and she's changing your energy with her little petal arms as her voice is coming through me. So and she has a bud for a head, and it's green on the outside. It hasn't quite bloomed, but there's beautiful again, yellow petal or flower petals coming up and then tipped with a peach color. So cool. She has a little smile on her face. Little dark eyes. Oh my gosh, that is so neat. I love that. And what is she for you? You can call on this being, Samira, when you need more joy in your life. And then she showed me one of those little waving flowers that you sit in the sunshine and they just dance in the window, you know? So she's doing that for you. But she's got more than two. I can only show two, but she's got more than two waving petals. No, waving leaves that she is moving to balance your energy. She can also spin things out for you. So when you need deeper clearing, you can ask her to come in and just spin that out. That's really cool. I love that for you. That's really awesome. Emily, hi. I hope that's the way you say your name. Excuse me. She would love a message if I am drawn. Cool. You're welcome, Ruth. Destiny would like a message as well. I know Richard is on here, and he would like a message too. So, oh my God, are we over time? Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, all you show up next week, and I will give you a message. But make sure you get on right at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And I will start posting everywhere that I'm going so that you can know what to show up for. So thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I went over. I will see you next week.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.